We've got this storage container here that we keep all of our belongings in. When we sold our house in Angleton, Texas and bought this place, we built the tiny cabin and all of my furniture and furnishings would not fit. So we're storing all of it in anticipation we're going to build our house up there by the shop. And in the meantime, it sits here waiting. But for humidity purposes, we've had this unit on here for a couple years, and it sounds like one of the relays is out on it. Well, you cannot fix that without getting to the inside. And with the container completely full, we bought a new unit to replace it with, but we have to unload all of our goodies. So today, here we go, pulling everything out, fix that air conditioner, and some of the things will go in the new storage room that we just separated from where we keep our birds, and some of it that needs humidity control will be put back in here. We are making our way to the back there, getting closer. We've got stacks of stuff that'll go back in there, stacks of stuff that are going into the shop for storage, stuff that's going into the cabin. We're finding all kinds of stuff we've been looking for. Cannot find my camera though. I had a really nice camera, and it has been missing since we moved. Hoping we can find it in here. But we're moving right along, bunch of old folks. I asked my mom when we moved, do you remember seeing my camera? Well, she packed this box and it says bird, cameras, and shoe shine. Don't set anything on top.
Let's see if the camera's in there.
Is my camera there?
There's a camera.
There's our key box we've been looking for. We can probably take this box in.
That's not your camera.
It might be.
That down there.
Down there is. Yay! We found it!
Noisy bird.
My mom and dad got me that wind chime from one of their trips somewhere. I can't remember where. He's a crazy bird. He's so cute. We made it back to the back of the unit. And this is the one that needs to be replaced. So we're going to figure out how to unmount it and switch it out. We finally wrestled that old unit out of there. Man, when my son installed it, he wanted to make sure there was no leaks. We had to get through about 10 feet of silicone and spray foam. But it didn't leak, I'll tell you. I've got the unit space back there for this new one. Jason's now cleaning up the hole. Start preparing for mounting this new one in there. So I was reading the instructions and it said to line up the holes and mount this rail for any AC unit that's under 10,000 BTUs. This one's 6,000. So the instructions don't really show if you're supposed to line it up this way or this way. But I think whenever you go to put the space accordion on, it's gonna need to slide in with the L this way toward the back. So I'm assuming that it's got the double stick tape on the bottom so that you peel that, and then it's got the 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll just line it up with these holes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Peel that tape and stick it on there like that. these 4 screws that I needed for mounting this on here were nicely in this little bag and tucked inside this rail, so it was nice that they did that. Made it really easy to know which ones you're supposed to use. And then we'll come back over here and open all these goodies, see what we're got to do with them. But here we did this one. Now it says we got to install the accordion panels, so we'll do that. Next, you have to take your accordion sides here, and you have to, I don't know if we'll do this one-handed. Sorry about this, guys. Okay, so you pull it all the way out, and you have to pull it past the frame. And then this slides into the grooves on the side, like that. I can't do this one-handed. Alright, so you see, I wasn't able to do it one-handed and show you, but it was pulled out past the top here and there on the bottom, and then you slide it into the grooves down the side of the unit like that. And then you line it up. Gotta get it in there all the way. This is horrible. I'm really not showing you nothing, am I? You have to just line it down into the grooves up and down this way. You line up your L bracket here and this little bracket down here, and just slide this accordion panel on like that. We're having to do a minor adjustment on our opening here since it's not being mounted to a window that moves up and down. It's a stationary board we have up there for holding everything. And this unit is a little smaller than the one that was in there before, so we just shortened the pieces on the side and dropped that top piece down to the recommended width opening. And we'll get ready to slide this puppy in there.
Okay. We'll have to drill all.
As you can see, we got the new unit set up here in the space. And because it's not a window, it's got all these lovely gaps around it. For this situation, that's okay. We're going to fill it with spray foam and silicone, and it's going to be just fine. They come with these little pieces right here that if it was sitting in a window, you would take and lock these in by putting them on here and screwing it into the window. We are drilling these holes in the sides of the accordion and attaching it to the sides over there. This unit also comes with your weather stripping. If you had a window installation, you would put it, as you can see in this picture, between the windows to seal them off. We're not going to use it on this one. And it looks like whenever you install it, you have to make sure that the back is actually lower than the front so that it drains, and that's illustrated here. The back is a little bit lower than the front, and that's about 3/4 to an inch pitch. We figured out that the pitch is made up in this bracket right here, so if you mount it flush, it should naturally pitch the way it's supposed to. We'll plug that puppy in and see if it works.
Ready?
Yep. Alright, we got power. We got air. Yay! There's this handy dandy little remote here. I'll have to figure out how to work it. We mainly use it in here to keep the humidity down. We've got a lot of things that we don't want to have ruined, and these containers, shipping containers, are notorious for sweating really bad. So
it automatically cools, it automatically dehydrates, and if it's cold, it automatically heats. So everything should be automatic. We shouldn't have to mess with it.
yeah.
Need some zip
All
ties.
right, it is working again. Thank God for that. Now we can seal this hole up with some spray foam silicone and start loading things back in here. Yay! This has been on our to-do list for quite some time, and we knew it was going to be an all-day project. And we just been having constant storms every afternoon. It's been rain, rain, rain. Today's a beautiful day, and we are on the down slope of this project. Got the gaps all sealed up, and this project is el finisho. Other than the moving, the back breaking stuff. Look at that burp. How big is that trailer? How big is that trailer?
16 feet.
16-foot trailer. This is the first step in getting access to all my craft supplies that have been in storage all this time. I'm not going to be fully set up, but at least I can get to them if I need to do something, a certain project. I've got my t-shirt press in there, all my vinyl. The only thing I don't remember seeing was my actual Cricut. Maybe it's in that box. I hope so. The container is completely reloaded and closed back up. Now we're going to unload this trailer, organize it in that room where we can get to some of this stuff. We haven't found our bowling balls. Jason and I used to be on a bowling league, and I don't know if we could do it anymore. We're getting old, but I did enjoy bowling at one time. And then my grandma's old pressure cooker. I got one of my oil lamps out. We lose power quite a bit here, so it's going to be nice to have one of those out where I can use it. And I got the hummingbird feeders out so I can feed some hummingbirds.